Kia ora koutou katoa, nau mai, ara mai ki te aoha, kina your sports show right here on your Tribal Pulse, te kore mako o Taranaki 94.8 FM and 98.4 FM. Well, he is a former competitive boxer whose career was cut short by injury. After representing Aotearoa on the world stage, he turned to coaching and co-founded Taniwha Boxing, a kaupapa Māori gym in Spotswood. And through boxing, identity and whanaungatanga, he's helping rangatahi find strength and belonging. No mai hara mai te kapotai Cody Tohu, along with his partner, Rhoda Rose Rameka. Kia ora kōrua.
Kia ora e te whānau. Te kapotai Cody Tohu, a.k.a. te Taniwha. And my wahine over here.
Rhoda Rose Rameka, tōku ingoa. He Taniwha Boxing Maua. Yeah, that's us.
Oh, cool. Hey, it's really cool to have you guys on the show. You're doing some amazing mahi out there in the community and keen to kōrero to some of that mahi that you're doing. But before we get started, just a little bit, ko wai koe, no koe, he koe, you've introduced yourselves, but tell us a little bit about yourselves and where you're from.
Yeah, so I'm from up north. I'm originally from Pipiwai, so I'm from far north, but I moved here when I was 6 years old, and I've been here ever since. And my wahine?
I'm from Porirua originally, born and bred, but I've been in Taranaki probably 6-7 years now, and it's definitely my second home. And we met through fighting probably almost over 2 years ago now, and just been chasing our dream ever since, opening a kaupapa Māori gym.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it, love it. Now, obviously, it's a boxing gym and the Kaupapa Māori initiative. But what sports did you guys play as a youngster? Was it always boxing and martial arts, or was there other sports that you played?
Yeah, so funny enough, so my dad's always been watching all the karate movies, you know, grew us up on karate. So I've been fighting all the time since I was a youngster. So always from the hood, always scrapping out my siblings and scrapping out my nephews and nieces. So fighting's always been in our blood of our whānau. I started boxing when I was 9 years old with box office boxing. I was lucky enough to get into a natural sport. So that was my journey, 9 years old. And my wahine?
I grew up playing netball, but I got into fighting, over 2 years ago now, just through my brother who was fighting as well. But I guess coming from the backgrounds that we come from, we've just been fighting all our life, really, not just physically. But so I guess it's a cool sport to just kind of hone in all that life experience.
Beautiful. Love that. Love that. Love that. Can you tell us about some of your early experiences in boxing and how it shaped your life growing up?
Oh, that's a real good question there, Caps. So boxing's actually given me a purpose in life, and that's what I want to give back to the kids is coming from a real bad background, like some days like don't want to go back home, like this is what shaped my gym, is giving these rangatahi something to work towards, shape them as males, women, actual growing people, because it's actually showing me how to grow as a man, and it's made me blossom pretty much. And now the people who I know, famous people, I can say they're my mates because I used to train with them, bleed with them, and tear up with them. And now it's the tikanga of boxing and the fighting. It's just their haura.
It's more than just a sport. It's a lifestyle. It's a discipline. It's a mindset. It's and just kind of teaching all those life skills that come with boxing.
I love that. I can so resonate with that. The power and the impact that sports can have on people's journey through life is so important. So what was it like competing on the world stage? Now, I know you were going really amazing there in the bar. I remember watching you as a young fella come through the ranks. But you went over to the AIBA Youth World Championships in Russia, I believe. How was this experience?
Yeah, it was a real eye-opener for a Māori boy coming from Cook Street, that's for sure, First ever flight was 36 hours to get there, fighting in St. Petersburg. I fought Tonga, Hungary, and Tajikistan. And honestly, I always look back at that as probably one of my eye-openers for life. And I reckon it was probably the best thing I've ever done, ever, I feel. bit scared, but man, honestly, I want to do it again. Still want to do it again. That's why I want to give it to the rangatahi and take them with me.
That's beautiful, beautiful. Giving back to our next generation. Love it. Now the injury, you had an injury in 2017. This was a major turning point for you. And how did you navigate, the physical and emotional challenges that came with that?
Oh, beautiful. Yeah, so this is a bit of a touchy subject. I've been suffering through depression through six to 7 years now because of my broken neck, because I've made it into the Commonwealth team. I made it to all these New Zealand teams and pretty much getting my life just cut straight away. And, that was me. I was in the teams and stuff. So I've really been working on my hauora, and I feel like I can pass that on to other advocates, just breaking their neck, can't walk for 18 months, can't do this, can't do that. I've really learned in my hauora, I am him pretty much. And that's what I want to show these kids is like, you don't need all this to just be you. You can be you to be you, if you understand that, Caps. But yeah, that's pretty much my tikanga is mental health. I'm a real big believer on Mental Health Week and stuff like that, helping out the rangatahi with the head and just working forward and just tracking along. That's pretty much what I've learned from my broken neck and my injury, because it was a very, very scary one, that's for sure. And that's what I've learned from that injury, Caps.
Beautiful, bro. Beautiful. What only knocks you down only makes you stronger, and you're doing some amazing things. And that's obviously a highlighter, that turning your life around and really forging forward to help the rangatahi. So what inspired you to transition from being a fighter to become a coach, especially at such a young age? And Rhoda, do you help with the coaching as well?
I'm more of a manager in the background. I'm a fighter as well, so it's kind of hard to put both caps on. So I just fight and I manage.
Hey, I have to say, this gym would have been running if I didn't have my wahine, that's for sure, whānau. And honestly, the reason why I done it so young, so fast, is because I had 10 fights up in Auckland, and I had a pro fight down in here. But I feel like Ingo, someone up above told me this is my destiny. I don't need to be walking around with a belt with championships. I've already done that, and it's a bit greedy for myself if I'm holding on to this torch and not letting it go for other rangatahi who are getting in trouble. So I just feel like I should be that one who's passing the torch and giving these other kids opportunities, and just, someone who they can look up to while being a coach, while being a brother. And some days I'm a father figure, and I'm keen on that.
Oh, man, there's some impactful words there, my bro. I'm loving this kōrero. Now, whānau, make sure to stay tuned. We're going to go to a quick break now and be back to speak with TK and Rhoda Rose very shortly about their club, the Taniwha Boxing Club. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Mano. Welcome back to your sports show right here at the Kore Mako Te Ao Ha Kina Kina. We have two very special guests with us on the show, and we're having an awesome kōrero about their gym, the Taniwha Boxing Gym. Now, how did this idea for Taniwha Boxing come about, and what was the vision behind creating a space for whānau and for rangatahi?
Ooh, that's good. That's a good question right there. That's a real good question. That's a real funny question. So me and my wahine over here, Rhoda, we got together. She came to my pro fight, and we ended up, getting together after my pro fight. And she started telling me that I'm a real good coach, and that's where the dream came, where we were going to open up a gym together. And pretty much from there, I kept on telling her I want to work with youth, and I want to work with people who are in need. I don't really want to advocate to the other people. I want to advocate for the people in need. So that's pretty much where our gym blossomed pretty much, and now it's Taniwha Boxing.
Beautiful. Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, the importance of whakapapa and identity is obviously a key figure stone within the kaupapa. How do these values influence the way you run the gym and how you work with youth?
I think it's a bit of a holistic approach. Like, we look at, obviously boxing is a physical sport, but we try to, like te whare tapa whā, using like your taha hene ngaro, taha wairua, taha tinana, just the whole holistic aspect of it all. And I mean, we're still on our own real journey and like reclaiming our own whakapapa, still learning about all of that. So as our knowledge comes, more mātauranga will be instilled in the gym and proper tikanga. But we're still on that journey ourselves. So I think the gym is developing as we develop.
Love that. Love that. So now you mentioned, with your journey with te reo and with mātauranga and whatnot. So how is there little things that you try to implement into the club to bring that aspect into the club?
Yeah, we've been trying to, learning a karakia. We're hopefully going to get a waiata composed for our gym, which would be really cool to start having us all sing as a rōpū. Even just reminding them that they are Māori. I guess it can get kind of caught up in the system, really, for some of the kids that we deal with, and it's just reminding them this is a place you can come to just be staunch in who you are, whoever or whatever that is, and just bringing it back to tikanga, really, and just
Beautiful, beautiful. I love that. I love the way you have all that set up. Now, can you share a moment or story from the gym that really kind of captures the spirit of transformation and belonging that you're trying to foster in the gym? So is there a story that kind of really hits home for you?
Yeah. So we had a 13-year-old girl join our gym 2 years ago, and she was struggling with her weight. She was 80 kgs and she would be 5 foot nothing. So she was struggling real bad. She didn't want to leave. She doesn't
quite a shy little girl in her shell.
But she's been grinding quite hard. She's been coming to all the classes. Now she trains 10 times a week. This is crazy. This is athlete material. She trains 10 times a week. Now she's at 64 kilos. So she's a coach. So she takes our rangatahi. So she takes our kids class. Tamariki, sorry. So she takes all the kids classes and everything. She does some mums and bubs. So she's blossomed. She couldn't even talk to a crowd. Now she's talking to a crowd. She's out and about. Classes. It's quite awesome for me, because I feel like that's $1 million for me. I don't need to get paid until I see those kids smile like that. That's an awesome story to tell. She's one of the most improved coming up.
Up and coming.
And like you mentioned before, it's so much more than belts in that. When there's impact on people's lives, and now she's impacting other people's lives by coaching in that as well. It's what a special story. Awesome. That's really, really cool. What are some of the biggest challenges that you've faced, with building and sustaining Taniwha boxing, and like how have you overcome those challenges?
It's a good question. I think one of our biggest challenges is I guess we're very brand new to this. We don't come from business owners or come from having that kind of knowledge growing up. So I guess we're kind of just carving our path as we go. And I think that's been a huge challenge, trying to navigate what we don't know and trying to learn about what we don't know. And I guess just learning from our mistakes is one of the biggest takeaways we've had.
And for me was seeing some of these kids struggle and who come into my doors and not getting too involved sometimes,
Too personal.
Yeah, get too personal, because that's me. I'm Mr. Worry Pants, and I'm always trying to feed these fellas and trying to make them stay at home and trying to do all this for them, and just not getting involved too much, like I get too carried away sometimes.
Oh, I know the feeling, when your heart, you just want to help, you want to support, but there's only so much you can do, but you're already doing great. Well, looking ahead, what are your hopes and dreams, and what's your hopes and dreams for the future of Taniwha boxing and the rangatahi who come through your doors? What's some of your hopes and dreams?
I love that question. So my biggest dream is I should be sitting on a pou, and I should be Mr. Kaumato of my gym, and I want my rangatahi, and I want all my kids, all my teenagers to run my gym, because that's back in the ra, like all the youngsters used to be the leaders or the chiefs and stuff. So I want to bring the Māoridom back into our Western world, and our gym. We're gonna just strive for that, and just everything of our gym is Māori. Bring that Māori tongue back, and just everything what we go off is the Māori calendar. Everything we just go off it, and everything's just like that. Papa kainga.
I definitely think within the next 5 years, getting into an actual venue, like a proper physical boxing gym. At the moment, we've got a perfect space downstairs, but it's still in our own whare. It'd be cool to get an actual proper place we can call home for taniwha. And it starts as a boxing gym, and then I guess we just go from there and see what happens.
Aye.
I'm sure it's going to happen with your guys' enthusiasm and aroha for the rangatahi and for the kaupapa. I'm sure it will happen. Now, lastly, how can people get involved? If there's some listeners out there that would like to get involved with the kaupapa and the initiative, how do they get involved?
I'll let you take over on that.
Probably just give us a follow to start with. If you want to join, we're very active on Instagram. We're on Google if you Google us, but Instagram's probably our main platform that you can see what we're up to every day, see like some of the updates with our fighters. And if you want to join, just give us a message and we can connect.
Hey, whānau, if you ever see me out in the public, hey, this is the beautiful face you'll be seeing. Like, just come say what up. And we're a real whānau-based gym down here. We're not really, we don't really, we don't try scare people. We're real whānau-based. I'll probably invite you up home and give you a cup of tea and a bit of a kōrero on what your goals are. Get real personal with everyone. So haramai. Come get a cup of tea. Hey, let's go.
Beautiful, whānau, beautiful. Well, thank you, Korua. Thank you for sharing your time and your kōrero with us. The incredible work that you're both doing through Taniwha Boxing is making a powerful impact on rangatahi and the wider community. So keep up the good work, helping our rangatahi find strength within themselves and find identity and belonging. We wish you and the kaupapa all the very best moving forward and look forward to catching up again soon.
Tēnā koutou.
Hey, thank you, brother.